Well, the last time that we talked, I said that I was going to do fewer E90 videos in 2020, and well, here we are. But with this headlight restoration, it's universal for any car. It's just that out of the two cars that I have to work on, I think that the BMW headlights are actually in worse condition. So if this process works out the way that I'm hoping, I think that you're going to see a better before and after with this car. So that's the reason that we're working on this today. So I just want to start this video by saying that yes, there's 100 different ways that you can do this, and there's 100 different products, and I know everyone claims to be the best, everyone claims to have the best method or the best product for it, but I just saw this at the store. I thought I'd try it out. It wasn't terribly expensive. This is the Meguiar's, the heavy duty headlight restoration kit. So I like these kits because if you're someone like me that's not like a professional detailer, it kind of takes the guesswork out of getting everything that you need in just the right amount. If you just want to do your lights a couple times a year or something, you don't have to buy like the big 20-ounce bottle of the fluid or like a whole pack of sandpaper or something if you don't already have it. So I'll show you what's in this box and we'll get this started. So there's a couple different kits that you can get depending on how bad your headlights are. I went with the severe kit, which includes the sanding block, 2 different grades of sandpaper, a wool polishing attachment, a bottle of Plastax, which is like their headlight polishing formula, and a bottle of headlight coating so that you can seal the lights when they're done. You'll need to provide a water bottle for wet sanding, masking tape to protect your bumper, and for the heavy duty kit you'll need a drill for polishing. Start by wiping down the lights with glass cleaner. You want the lights to be as clean as possible before you start. Mask off the hood and bumper so that you don't accidentally sand or polish your paint. So once you've got the surface of the headlight clean and you've got everything masked off, it's time to start with the wet sanding. So you're going to use the 1000 grit first. It's the more coarse of the 2 sanding discs that come in the kit. So you just want to put that onto your little grip here. It's just Velcro, sticks on, and you want to keep it wet the whole time that you're working. That way the grit doesn't get clogged up with the plastic that you're removing from the headlight. So let's go ahead and get this started. Alternate between sanding vertically and horizontally and keep the surface of the light and the sandpaper saturated with water. As you're sanding, the water will look milky. That's the dead plastic that's being sanded from the surface of the light, sort of like dead skin. I did several passes with the 1000 grit, especially near the top of the light where the fading was the worst. So I just finished that first step with the more coarse sandpaper, and it's a little scary seeing it like this right now with it all hazed up, but I guess it has to get worse before it can get better. So now we're going to switch over to the 3000 grit, which is a more fine sandpaper, and with this one it's even more important to keep it wet the whole time because this will get clogged really easily. So let's go ahead and get this one started. Again, I'm alternating between a horizontal and vertical sanding motion. Alright, so with the wet sanding done, we can start the polishing. So you're going to grab the wool pad and a drill. Just put that in there. And then it says to apply a nickel-sized amount of the product directly onto the pad surface, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then it just says to kind of spread it around with the drill at a low speed at first, so we'll do that. Try to keep the surface of the polishing pad flat against the headlight. You can try alternating the speed of the drill too. So I just finished polishing the other headlight, and just for reference, this is where we started. I want to put the mic in here so you can hear. So this is how it was before. And this is after wet sanding and polishing. Once the polishing is complete, use the glass cleaner once again to remove any residue from the previous process. So once you've got the headlight looking the way that you want, you're going to use the included headlight coating with the applicator pad, and this is going to protect them. It says on the box that it's going to protect them for a year, so we'll see how that works out, but you're just going to go from top to bottom, just spread it on evenly, and then it's got to cure overnight. It also says to not let it get onto the paint or any other part of the car, so that's why I'm leaving the tape on for this step. Just a little FYI here so that you know what to expect. The headlight coating kind of has like an oily consistency to it, so when you put it on the applicator pad, you want to start at the top and gravity will sort of pull it down as you're wiping. Then you would just want to put it on evenly so that you don't get any drips or runs or anything like that. It says on here that it's going to dry to the touch in about 15 minutes. At that point, I think I'll take the tape off, but then you're going to let it sit overnight before you like drive or wash the car or anything like that. So if you're going to do this project, maybe do it in the evening and don't plan to drive the car afterward. Well, there you have it. I'm actually really impressed with how these came out. I'm really happy with this. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I know that there's like 100 different methods for restoring headlights. I was actually just texting with my friend earlier. He's got a different method that he does where he just sands them and then sprays them with a special clear coat. He said that that worked really well for his car. So maybe we'll try that method on the FRS and we'll just see which one lasts longer. But as far as this Meguiar's kit, by the way, this is not sponsored. I actually bought this at the grocery store. Believe it or not, I think it was like $20. I will link it down below if you want to check it out on Amazon. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. Honestly, I think the key to this whole project is actually in the drill. Other kits that I've used in the past or other products, they just have you like hand buffing it. But this just cuts your time down so much. If you think about like 2,000 RPMs, that'd be like every minute you're doing this 2,000 times with your hands. So the drill just makes your life so much easier, makes this job so much faster. So highly recommend that you get one if you don't already have one. I know in a lot of my older DIYs, people would make fun of me for using hand tools for a lot of car projects. I actually just bought this to work on my house, but it definitely came in handy today. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Go try it out on your headlights. I want to give you guys a little status update here on the garage. A lot has changed since you last saw it. The last video that I did in here, my dad and I put the ceiling up and the lights, and since then we did the walls. The walls are about 85% done. We ended up coming up a little bit short on the drywall, so I have to order a few more sheets of that. But yeah, it's really coming along. It's really starting to look like a garage now. I'll show you some of the new tools and toys, I guess, that I'm using to film these videos. So if you like the lighting in my recent videos, about a month ago I got this Godox SL60W. It is a daylight white LED light. You can see on the back it's got like a dimmer switch. I just keep it at 100% though. Then coming around to the front we have a newer, I believe this is a 32-inch diffuser. So the idea for video lighting is you want a soft light that's diffused over a large surface area, so that's why I have that. I'm actually thinking about buying a second one of these. That way I can keep one in my YouTube studio inside my house and then just leave this one set up down here for DIYs. This is my kerosene space heater. This thing makes working in the garage possible during the winter. It's very cold out, but it's actually very comfortable in here. This thing will actually get warm enough where I can run it for a couple hours and just shut it off, and with the walls being insulated now, it actually holds the heat pretty well in here. As far as the fuel for it, you can buy this kerosene pretty much any hardware store. I haven't really shopped around for it yet, but Tractor Supply sells these. I think it's like $10 a gallon. And for me, I've been getting about 3 days of use out of one of these. So you figure about $3 a day approximately to heat the garage. Really not too bad, especially for my usage. And it does have a little bit of a smell to it when it's on. If you've ever used like one of those old school Zippo lighters, that's kind of what it smells like. But I do keep that door propped open a little bit for ventilation, and of course, keep a fire extinguisher nearby. A couple weeks ago, I got this Canon 35mm f1.4. This is actually the older version of the lens, but it still holds up even on my newer EOS R. Works great. And yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, this is the lens that I've been using a lot recently for the photos. This doesn't zoom and it doesn't have image stabilization, so it's kind of limited for video use, but for still photos, this thing is awesome. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed this little garage update. The plan is to have the walls and the tape and the mud and everything done sometime next week. That way we can start painting, get this thing done with. It's really coming along though. Big thanks to my dad for coming over the past few weeks to help me out with this project.